Ooh, it's Saturday. Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey, what y'all got going on today? I got later today I'm gonna upload some video of my church. Let me let y'all come on in. Should y'all play y'all a song? I don't have my other device where I can do that. I don't have my other device where I can do that. And I don't know how to do all of that technology through the device that I'm on. Y'all, I be going live from my phone because I'm too sorry to go find my laptop. I couldn't tell you where my laptop is right now in this house. My work laptop, of course, that's in my office, secured in my office, my work laptop. But I'm talking about my personal laptop. I don't know where it is. And then sometimes I go live from my tablet, but that's over there in my office, and I don't feel like going over there. And it's right here in the house. I'm being lazy this morning. I'm actually lounging in my room, being lazy this morning. And then so I just go live from my phone, and I don't know how to do all that technology to add the intro and outro and all of that, I'm gonna need somebody to teach me, but it ain't gonna be right now. The show ain't gonna be right now. I have two nephews that vlog. One do skits. Corey, he does skits, and then my other little nephew in Arizona, he does gaming. I think Corey does some gaming too. And both of them got them big old numbers. They're content creators like their auntie. I got another nephew who did a video concerning his dreams, and he was talking about destruction. God gave him a word, Brandon, over in Sumter, South Carolina. I thought about putting that up. I'm kind of rambling till y'all come on in here. I'm rambling a little bit till y'all come on in here. I thought about putting that video up. The honey nephew, he's a young man too. I don't even know whether I guess he's 21. Honey, he go hard, honey, in that word. But anyway, all right, y'all ain't gonna come in, so let me just go ahead and talk about what I'm gonna talk about. Having me a lazy Saturday. Was thinking about going to get my hair done, but I think I'm gonna do my own hair before Thanksgiving. For Thanksgiving, every other year, my whole family gets together and go somewhere. And when I say my whole family, I mean my parents, my sisters. Hey, nice and nice. Hey, yeah, she finally made one of my lives, and I really don't know what I'm talking about. We're gonna just do it off the cuff. But for Thanksgiving, this is the year that my whole family. When I say my family, sometimes I mean just me and my three sisters and their kids and my kids and so on and so forth. But every other year, my whole family on my mother's side get together and go to the beach or go to Florida, somewhere like that, all together. And so this is that year where we're going to be getting together. My parents, my sisters and aunts and uncles. And I don't know whether any of my nieces or nephews go. I know my niece from Arizona is not coming. I have one niece. I just have one niece, y'all, and then a bunch of nephews. And I don't think either one of my nephews are coming, nor is my son. Y'all know my son is 31 years old. He's not coming. Him and his dad is going to Sumter to visit his family, my husband's family. Anyway, so looking forward to that. Haven't seen my aunts and some cousins in a while. So I'm looking forward to that. Going out of town. We're leaving on Wednesday, and I think I'm gonna either come. I'm gonna come. I'm supposed to come back Sunday, but I feel in my spirit I'm gonna come back Saturday. I feel I'm gonna come on back here Saturday, so I can have one day before going back to work. But I'm looking forward to that. My children are already planning to do a lot of shopping. I said, I hope you have some money. Take your own money. So that's what I'm planning. I had watched the Sean Talk show yesterday and really enjoyed how she put Thais in his place. I'm glad you brought that up. So yeah, it's unfortunate that the back and forth between Sean and Thais bothers me. Listen. I'm all for the shits. I'm all for beefing and the back and forth. It's entertaining. Mainly that's kind of what we come for. But having said that, there are certain people I don't like to see not get along. when I think that there is some type of genuine like between people, I don't like to see them get along, not get along. Um, you know, this is entertaining and it's not that important to me. If two people just don't get along, okay, I'm here to see them kind of go back and forth. As long as they don't go too far, I just hate when people go too far. But I don't like the whole thing between Sean and Thais. I really don't. Because I think that Sean, I can't say how Thais feel about Sean, but I think that Sean do like Thais. But I think that Sean is like me. I can like you and tell you the truth. I can like you and be honest with you. I come from a family like that. I have 3 sisters, no brothers. And we was raised not tiptoeing around each other. We were able to speak truth to each other, and we still can. We still do, and still love each other. That don't mean we fell out because we have an opinion. You don't have to fall out over a difference of opinion, and everybody ain't gonna think alike. That's what makes us individuals. So I hate that back and forth, and I hate that Sean feel like she keep having to explain herself, like that thing with her saying that she felt like William was funny. Sometimes life is just hard and things is just funny. If somebody dragged me, and I have sit up and watched a live with William dragging me and have sat in it and laughed my behind off. Hey, Sean Talks, thank you for coming in, sugar. I have sat there and watched folks drag me and have laughed my butt off because it's just words. It don't define who I am. When the drag was over, I still was who I am. I still was this chick that have 3 wonderful children and 1 grandbaby. That's my heart. I was still this chick that loved her parents and her parents loved her back. I was still this chick who was blah 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 on her job and in this career. I was still this chick who loved cruising and traveling. I was still this chick who loved humor and dance. It didn't change who I was. It didn't change what I felt about myself. It was just a moment of humor. It was just a moment of humor. But so I hate that she have to keep explaining why that was funny to her. And I think that Thais now have an understanding of why we think that William was talking about him. And I did not know that he wasn't aware. I didn't know that Thais wasn't aware that on Instagram. And I always tell y'all, I say this, y'all have heard me say this, whether it's this channel or the other channel. Y'all have heard me say that it's the chat is where it's at. The chat is where all the stirring up is happening, not necessarily between the content creators, but really the chat. The chat keeps it rolling. So I wasn't aware that Thais did not know that on Instagram, there was some people on Instagram that was saying, Thais is dragging you. And he kept stopping and was like, it was during the live, who's dragging me? And then he would go on, hey, Doc, is that Dr. Blue? Oh, I love it. So I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Hey, Dr. Blue, thank you for coming in. Y'all make sure y'all check out Dr. Blue. She did a good one again today. And today was very important. And I'm going to get to that. Mental health in the church. But y'all make sure y'all check it out today. But yeah, so in the chat over Instagram, they were saying to him, he's dragging you, or he's going to drag you. And as I'm watching, because I don't drop down in William's chat, because y'all know me and William history is not that great. And I was thinking in my mind, no, they're not. Thais not dragging. Thais ain't say nothing. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. So excuse me, sorry, y'all. So they're saying this. Hold on, let me get this cough out. So they were saying that, and I was thinking, no, they're not. But of course, I ain't dropping down to say it. And then it went into what we heard. So that's why we thought that. That's why. And again, we still could be wrong. Ooh, Catherine Powell. Hey, sugar girl, you stirring it up over there on that other side. I had heard you stirring it up on the other side. But that's why we felt that way. But at the end of the day, it wasn't at his expense, and I'm sorry that he felt like it was at his expense. We just saw some funny stuff and we laughed. Do we believe any of the stuff that he said about him? No, No. Even when people's like, he can't walk, he can't walk. Like, why y'all keep saying the man can't walk? We done seen the man when he lived in LA, out and about walk. I'm like, it's listen, it's all jokes. It's just like when people call me names. Y'all, they done said that I was a whore, the reason why I can cruise is because I screw all the. Really, I wish somebody was in here from the other side. They could confirm what I said. I cruise so much because I screw all the people. They let me on the cruise. The captain now, y'all. I don't went up as high as the captain, and that's how I cruise and travel all the time, And then they said I was a lesbian. Now, which one is it? Make up your mind, Then they said then they said my husband was gay, and then they said, they said that I'm on. That was out in Houston, just all on camera. I done been on camera thousands of times, y'all. You can go see me on TikTok. It's a video running on TikTok now with me doing a line dance called the Freak It. I'm all out in the front because I'm in some leather pants because I'm showing the line dance. But then they said I'd be trying to hide my stomach. Listen, I'm 55 years old. I had 3 kids by a C-section. No, I ain't gonna be stuck standing all out with my stomach sticking all out. But my stomach ain't the issue. Hello, somebody. Them thighs stay lies. Listen, they done said all manner of stuff about me. They picks at me because they said I had the same hairstyle for 30 years. And I have. Actually, I had the same hairstyle for about 45 years. I don't know how to do hair, and I don't wear weaves nor wigs. This is my hair. It's my hair. Y'all ain't gonna pick at me for my hair. People say all kinds of things about you. Get over it. It ain't that serious. But having said all that, so he didn't like that. But having said all that, I'm just saying, and I'm glad you brought that up. I'm the type of person that if people don't like you talking about them or mentioning them, I won't. It's out of respect. Because if I tell somebody, I don't want you talking about me, I don't want you mentioning me, I want them to leave me alone out of respect. And I feel like Thais is the type of person that really don't care for you, really, talking about him in your commentary. I could be wrong, but I think that I woke up this morning and I said, I think he doesn't like it. And if he doesn't like it, I won't do it out of respect. As messy as I am, I'm respectful. I am. I got conscience and conviction. My husband said I got a tinge of the Holy Ghost. Just a tinge. He said, I just got a tinge. He tell me sometimes, I'm glad you got that little itty bitty bit, that little tinge. He's so shady to me. And I tell him, your mouth ain't the Bible. Your mouth, MOUF, your mouth ain't the Bible. So because he doesn't like it, I won't do it. Hey, Roger Davis. Hey, Sugar. So because he doesn't like it, I won't do it for no other reason than respect, And so, and I will continue to watch him as long as he's on YouTube. He's announced the Shine Talks chat yesterday that he will be leaving YouTube soon, and I will certainly miss him. And while he's here, I'm gonna watch him, continue to watch him like I always have. And when he does leave, I will definitely miss him because he tickles me. He his content is good. The only content I don't listen to of his is when he get into celebrity news, and most of y'all who know me very, very well, or just see me around the YouTube streets, know I don't know nothing. Girl, I could tell you, I don't know nothing about no celebrities. I watch them on TV. I might know the main names like Oprah, Denzel. I know the main names, but when it comes down to just knowing people, I don't know where Oprah live or Denzel live. I think Denzel is from New York because he got a New York accent, and I know he's a Kojic preacher now. But as far as knowing where he live, what he do, and I'm not into celebrity news. I'm just not. I'm not. And so that's not just with Thais. That's with anybody. Really be, I'll be over there and she'll say, Cruiser don't know what we talking about. Cause really be, y'all know we are friends in person. And she I don't know. I honestly don't know nothing about no celebrities. I'm not into it. But other than the other stuff I listen to and enjoy, and I will continue. And whatever his journey is after he leave YouTube, it's a good thing to grow. It's a good thing to grow past a platform and hopefully move on to your own created space. And so I wish him well in that, and we'll definitely miss him when it is the time that he leaves. But I won't I don't want to, make him feel any type of way that I'm picking on him, or I don't know, whatever, you know. And so I just feel like he doesn't like that, and I won't do it. Let me go through these comments, and then we're gonna move on to how Bernard Jordan feed churn. He feeding the churn, he feeding the sector. But let me get through these comments. Hold on, let me move to here. I spoke to okay, I really appreciate your commentary yesterday. I'm going to start supporting you moving forward because you're live yesterday. Well, thank you. Nice is nice. Thank you, Sugar. I can't do a person that don't accept accountability. Yeah, we got to stand in our stuff and not be so sensitive. And I'm not saying I'm not talking about anybody in particular. I'm just saying this is a general statement. So I ain't talking about nobody and to nobody. You just, if you're gonna do this thing right here, you can't be sensitive and have a victim personality, because this is cutthroat. Regardless of, even when in the travel, y'all don't think they don't beef over there in the cruise sector, honey. I remember one time in particular, there was a discussion about tipping and whether you should remove your gratuities, because on Royal and Carnival, you can't do it on Virgin. I don't think you could do it on MSC, but on most cruise lines, you can move your gratuity and pay them cash. And it was a conversation about that, and that thing got heated. And folks start calling each other bam against them. Well, and it got anywhere you got people. I remember one time in the mukbang, y'all remember the mukbang? I can't remember the people's names. If I call their names, y'all would know them because they're very popular, well known. Honey, they were beefing back and forth. I said, what they beefing over? What they beefing over? Rather to do medium rare or rare? I mean, the mukbang people, if you get people together, you're going to get disagreements and you're going to get beefs. It's going to happen, and because people are not always going to agree, and this is not the area where you can be too sensitive. Sean, you spoke very well, and you're moving forward, and you have my support. Yes, let's support each other. It's enough around here. Who was lie roasting? Who was lie roasting me? Child. Oh, they were, yeah. Catherine, remember that? Catherine, remember that when they was lie roasting me. She got mad at me. Y'all know my mouth. It's this mouth. I say stuff and folks get pissed off with me, and I be done saying it, and then they come back and get me, and I just have to stand in it because I done said something. Y'all know I got that song "Great Is Thy Pettiness," and I said something, and that girl, she lie roast me down. She said, "I heard." That's how she was working that thing too. I done listened to that live 3 times, or more. Even got with some friends that's not even on YouTube, and we listened to it and hollered. It was funny. The girl was funny, and she had a theme to it, and caters her to it and everything. She said, "I heard," that's how that was the kind of the way it was going, and she was wearing me out. You hear me? And it was funny as all get out. And it was a lie roast. Okay, it was roast. I got roasted down, and guess what? I'm alive. And I ain't end up in the hospital. Nothing. I'm okay. Thais, oops. Well, I'm gonna have to read it. This is nice and nice words, not mean. Shout out to Stump Down. He said, "This not mean." Thais is a bully, and I'm tired of being nasty to people and that do bother him at all. I want him to leave people alone. Well, hey T Danielle, hey Sugar, Roger Davis, hey DC Kool-Aid and Lisa Production. How's tell my girl I said hello. You know who I'm talking about, Travelocity, T-Velocity, Miss T-Velocity. Tell her I said hello. That's not fair. He talks about people too. Well, I'm not responsible for what others do. I'm responsible for what I do. I'm not responsible for other people's actions. I'm responsible for mine. So, yeah, I'm responsible for mine. Oh, y'all feeling like he's a bully. Look at y'all talking about he's a bully. Um, let's see, people have used their YouTube platform to expand their brand. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm gonna get through these. Oh, Thais said in Sean Talks show, on the Sean Talks show yesterday, in the comments, he said, y'all won't have to worry about me much longer. I'll be leaving YouTube soon. That's Thais report said that. So I'm assuming from that, and only he can explain that comment, but I'm assuming from that he is, preparing his platform, preparing to take his platform to another space, his audience to another space. And that's growth. That's growth. I mean, this space belongs to Google. It belongs to Google. People complain about Google. If somebody's seeing you a cash out of $100, Google gets 30 and you get 70. And to me, that's business. That's business. But people complain, but that lets us know that this is not our space. And this is what I compare it to, or this is how I explain it. If I go out here and have an old school party, y'all know I love to have a little old school party, 40 and up. I don't like partying with no churn. Playing all them beady bop, the booty bops. So they play me a little Frankie Beverly. Let's start it at 8 o'clock so I can be home snug in bed by 12. Anyway, but if I have me an old school party and I sell tickets for $30 a person, all of that money ain't coming to me because I got to pay the venue. The venue is probably the highest expense there is of what I have to pay, that venue. So I consider Google their space, your venue. That's where you set up shop. And you out your pocket ain't paying a dime to set up shop. So if Google takes $30 of the $100 and you get 70, that's good business. Now, if you want all $100, then you go and get your own space and not use Google's space. Does that make sense? And then all the funds go to you. Just let me go back to my analogy. If I don't want to pay the venue $2,000 or $3,000 to use their space, I go buy my own building, fix it up, and then when I have my old school parties, I have it in my building, and then I won't have to pay for space. Now I'm still sharing my profit because I still got to pay the upkeep on that space and the insurance on that space, but still it's mine. They can't kick me out because it's mine. Google can't flag them because it's his. Google can't strike them and tell them what to say because it's his. So if that is what his plan is, and I'm assuming when he said that that's his plan, I think that's a good plan. I think that's an excellent plan, and that's an excellent place to grow. And we all should be going towards growth. So that's not, hey, Tartar Global, hey, Sugar. Y'all hell this morning. I'm trying to be good, positive cruiser this morning. Y'all ain't gonna let me. Sean Talk said he ain't going no he ain't going no damn where. That was a skit, but you can't play in my face. Okay. I don't think there's gonna be no I don't think there's gonna be no peace between Sean and Thais. I don't see it going. Hey, Miss Toby. Ooh, Miss Toby. I started to hit you up this morning. I do got to hit you up because I'm kind of made some changes to some stuff. I'm getting so excited about what's coming up, Miss Toby. So excited. And while I'm talking about that, listen, if y'all are cruising with me and Really Be TV, please make sure that you get that last payment in today. Royal is closed tomorrow. So you have today till about 5 o'clock. Get that payment in. Now Miss Cruiser can work some stuff, but I don't know whether, I don't know whether I could put Royal in the headlock and do extensions, because I don't know whether they do extensions, but we'll see what we could do. But please, ma'am, if you're watching me on the cruise, please try to get that in today. Please. It's the sensitivity for me. He will either be on Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, for real, he ain't really. Well, none of those spaces that you just named, there are good spaces, but none of those really give you what YouTube give you. I know a lot of people on Facebook, but I don't think Facebook pays that well. They pay okay, but I don't think they pay that well. Instagram is kind of limited, to once you finish the live, the chat goes away. So really, a lot of people are trying to go to their own space. Yes, the old school parties are the best, baby, honey. Yes, with people your age, child. I ain't trying to turn around to see my children. I ain't trying to listen. I ain't trying to. I told y'all my kids are 31, 29, and 25. I ain't trying to. My granny said, if anyone says the same thing, then uh-oh. Oh, DC, I didn't know you was a DJ. Girl, I be trying my little hand at it too. But I actually, before I move on to the next subject, I actually work with a DJ. Some of the trips that y'all see me on, that's with a group. Um, that's outside of YouTube and the social media space. I'm with a DJ that owns a radio station here where I live, and he does a lot of different events here for old school, 35 and up, 40 and up. And I do a lot of work with him and then others around this area. But excuse me, y'all. Let me try to. Sorry about that. I got tickle in my throat. Y'all know there's some cold or virus that's going around that people are having a hard time shake. When we was over in Louisville with Really BTV in the tribe, Books and Bourbon, I missed the whole event we went there for because I caught a cold and I wasn't feeling well. So I took some medicines and laid down in the hotel and rested some. And then I was able to join them at one of the distilleries, the black distillery there. I was able to join them by the time they was almost done and finish out the events. But that's been October, and I still got this residual cough from it. But they said there's something like that. I feel fine. I just have this residual cough. But anyway, so yeah, so that's that about that. Sean Talks, her live yesterday took a dip, went left, went off course because Thais dropped down, and yeah, unfortunately, I don't see no resolution right now with that. Not right now. Who knows what's going to happen in the future? But right now, I unfortunately don't see any resolution with that, and I think that's unfortunate. So my title, where do we go from here? What's next? Well, not where do we go from here, but what's next? The Orlando Summit Coalition, the think tank, it fed. It gave us something to talk about. I like this. Jay Wilson say, feeding the churn. I like when he said that, feeding the churn. It fed the churn. But where do we go from here? And what's next for these group of people and for the sector, really? I was watching William last night. William was back last night, bless his heart. He looks tired. And he have been doing back-to-back traveling, and y'all know he's in school. So, but he looked tired. But he came live last night and did some pop culture. Some of his commentary was pop culture, doing an update. Again, some couple of them broke up that y'all probably know. Yeah, I told y'all I don't know people. Well, I think I used to watch The Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I'm familiar with Candace, of course, and I guess she breaks. So he talked about that a little bit and some other celebrity news. And then at the end, he asked people, did anybody have any questions about the Orlando trip? He did ask his audience that. Did anybody have any questions? And somebody asked him about Jives, and he said he was William have been very honest about his struggle with their relationship and its friendship and where it's going. Y'all know Jives and William used to be very, very close. I think I have a video up of Jives, William, and Darius together at one of the coaching conventions way, way back. And then they fell out. They fell out a few times over some light, but the last falling out was pretty nasty. And so he talked about that a little bit, and he talked about he gave St. James, he said, y'all know St. James, no Bishop, somebody named Prophet Lovey, and he was saying he got his phone number, he'd been in his house, he was at his house. So he talked about that a little bit. So he talked about, uh, how much the Orlando trip meant to him and stuff. And y'all know next, what is it called? Somebody tell me Sean, if you're still in the comments, if you're still here, what is it called when he does his conventions? When Bishop Bernard Jordan does his proper. How you used to pronounce that? How's that pronounced? But that is coming up, I guess, next week. Hey, Really BTV. Hey, Sugar. Really BTV. I put the video up of us in that cute bartender that we keep selling all the way across the water to go see. We done seen the man twice. But I put that video up of us this morning, and I did a reminder if anybody in here watching Prophetology. Thank you. Anybody in here watching to make sure they go pay off their. Today is the day to pay off their cruise. Today, so everybody make sure they do that. Y'all, like any of y'all that's like me, I waited the last minute. Yes, your man, honey. I put that video up this morning of us sitting up at the bar with our guy. We go see him, y'all. We go listen. We pay a lot of money to sail on a car, or not a car, Lord, not a carnival. Really be too bougie to get up on the carnival, y'all. She bougie. To get on a Royal Caribbean, sail all across the seas just to go see this man, this bartender, her man. Anyway, Miss Toby, yeah, she sailed. I put the video up. Y'all go watch. But anyway, so yes, Prophetology. So Prophetology, that's how you pronounce it there. Prophetology, he's doing that next week, I think, or this week coming up. William was talking about he had the opportunity to stay over, but he said he just wanted he'd been traveling. He just wanted to be home, and he's thinking about going home to California for the holidays. So he didn't stay. William's back in Atlanta. But they about to do Prophetology, and then after that, Bishop Bernard Jordan is getting on the Utopia of the Seas for Thanksgiving, and he said they're gonna baptize in Nassau, and they're gonna have, I guess, some seminars and things there on the ship. So hopefully they'll share some of that. I'll look very forward to seeing that. I'll look forward to seeing that. That should be neat. That should be pretty neat. Sean, you gonna jump on that ship? Where's Sean at? Sean, you gonna get on that ship, girl? Nah, I'm good on that. I didn't get whipped twice for the same thing as a kid, and show ain't now. Okay. Okay. After a while you be like, oh, okay. And that's the way I after a while you catch the hint. You be like, okay, okay. But I'm at peace with that. I understand. It just gets to the point where you don't want to go over the same thing over and over and over and over and over. You hit the entertainment and you walk on. You move away. But yeah. So that seems to be what's next for okay. So for Prophetology, y'all know I'm gonna mess up the name. Y'all know, blame the Gifford County school system. Dr. Blue, if you're still in here, blame it. When I mess up some pronunciation and names and stuff, blame the Gifford County school system. That's the schools I went to. Gifford County. But y'all know I'm gonna mess up a name, but they're in session right now. Cool. I may mispronounce stuff and stuff like that. My nouns and verbs may not agree, but when it comes to that money, counting and numbers, you can't touch me. That's my area. You selling? Girl, you got to take me with you virtually. Girl, so you with them for Thanksgiving? Is this exclusive? Exclusive. Are you telling us, girl, you going to represent on the ship when they go sail on the Utopia of the Seas? up out of Orlando. Girl, let me get my coin purse. Let me get my coin purse out. Dr. Blue, it's the school system fault, honey. Let me tell you this real quick, Dr. Blue, and I'm still really know that she's an educator too. She know I'm still mad over this. Okay, I'm still mad over this. Years ago, I mean, when I was little, of course it was years ago. I'm 55 years old, but they had, you know how they used to in elementary school or where I'm at, they used to, you leave your regular class to go. You might have to leave that class and go to a certain math class or certain, depending on your levels. Like some kids were more advanced than ever, whatever. So I was in, reading. I was in the advanced math and in advanced, but they had pulled out some kids that need to go to speech, and I was one of the kids they pulled out to go to speech. To have a session. It would have been a session once a week for speech. It wasn't every day. It was just once a week for speech. And so I was in there with all the rest of the kids, and we waiting on what's to come. This was about, I guess, second or third grade. And my name is Geneva, y'all. My real name is Geneva. And they said, Geneva, you can go back to class. So I was like, okay. I don't know what's going on. I'm a kid. I'm gonna do what they tell me to do. I'm going on back to class. And so when my mom asked them about it, they said they didn't have the resources, so they had to determine which kids really needed it and which kids didn't. So that's another reason why I can't pronounce stuff, because they pulled me on right on out of speech. They sure did. I blame the Guilford County school system. I sure do. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Anyway, yes, speech services with the speech therapist. Yeah. So and that's a true story. That really happened. So when my daughter, my oldest son that's 31 is autistic. He would be considered nonverbal autistic. And listen, y'all, nonverbal don't mean a person can't talk. when they say nonverbal autistic, that doesn't mean that they can't talk. And it don't always mean that they don't talk. Okay, so that's a whole thing. I ain't gonna go into it right now. But my 31-year-old, my oldest son is autistic. And so when I had my second child and her speech seemed delayed to me, I leaned on the school system. I was like, y'all ain't gonna tell me y'all ain't got no resources, because that's why we pay all these taxes. My husband fighting all these wars and stuff and in the military and stuff. Y'all ain't gonna tell me nothing, no resources. And my daughter, my second child, went to early intervention where she got speech and everything. Now, later on, did she graduate top of her class in high school? Yes. Did she go to a PWI on a academic scholarship? Yes, because I made sure that she got the services, and wasn't no shame in my game. Don't put your child in that. That's going to cause. No, it didn't cause no delay. It caused her to be advanced. It gave her a good start. I sure did. I made sure she got speech. And they said, man, we ain't giving her no, she don't need no occupational therapy. Y'all ain't gonna give her? Okay, don't give her that then. But if she went to early intervention, and she sure did, and she had an IEP. And then when she got to first grade, the teacher first talked to me about, and I said, I ain't agreed to her not having an IEP. They were like, ma'am, man, she's top student in here, man. I don't care. I ain't giving up no IEP. And then the same teacher talked to my mom. My mom came out to Texas to visit and was out there for 2 weeks. And she talked to my mom. My mom talked to me and said, look, let the services go to other kids. I said, okay. Because my daughter did, both of my daughters did very well. But yeah, she excelled. I mean, she did real good. She did real good. But it started out with me being very pushy over those services, because and my parents didn't know any better. Had they known back in the 70s, but with me making such good grades and doing so well in reading, doing so well in mathematics, this was in second, third grade, that they didn't know to say, no, that girl can't pronounce certain words. Put that girl back in that speech class. But anyway, do you have a strong SPED advocate for your child who is on the ASD autism spectrum? I don't even know what that is, so I know I don't. I don't know what it is, so I know I don't. And when what you say? What district is that, and what state is that? Guilford County is in High Point in Greensboro, North Carolina. It's in the Piedmont. It's in the Piedmont Triad area. Hey, Miss LA. Hey, Sugar. It's in the Piedmont Triad area. It's in High Point, Greensboro. You know, Greensboro, North Carolina, A&T, Aggie Pride. And I heard you say, Dr. Blue, that your family or that you once lived in South Carolina. I'm from the Carolinas. I was born and raised in High Point, North Carolina, home of Fantasia, the furniture capital of the world. Still, I don't care what nobody say. We still the furniture capital of the world. That's where I was born and raised and educated. But my family is from the Carolinas. My husband's family is from Somerton, Manning, South Carolina, and my parents are from that same area, Pinewood, Somerton, Manning, Paxville, right outside of Sumter. So I'm very familiar with South Carolina because I spent most of my summers growing up there in Paxville, on my grandparents at my grandparents' house. So I'm from the Carolinas. I'm from both North and I represent both North and South Carolina. But I've lived everywhere: California, Texas, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia. I married a military man. So you from Charleston, but you don't talk Geechee. Where your Geechee accent at? Where your Geechee? You don't say close the door. Any though, any though. I mean, listen, I used to go visit my husband's family. It took me a while to pick up their language. Like, what did they say? What did they say? You don't have no Geechee accent. But yeah, I don't know how I got there over there on because I can't pronounce, because I be messing things up. Yes. Let me I can't tell that because I tell a lot of stuff, but if I tell that, that's gonna dox me sure enough. I'm about to tell something. But there's a particular place around there that's very famous, extremely famous for locals and truck drivers and travelers. And it's my husband's family owned it. In fact, when he was in high school, he made the sign that's up over the door, but I can't say what it is because I don't want to, dox us real good. But yeah. That's a story for another time. It's a very interesting story, but yeah. Around there, Rimini. Oh, it comes out when you're angry. Okay. Yeah, a lot of things that y'all hear me saying teasingly, like when I say churn, I get that from churn and poem, sim. That's me kind of mimicking my husband. His accent is the same. His come out when he's angry. You could pick up a lot of it when he's angry. And now my grandson, his accent, he's around his granddaddy so much. We were in the car and he was every morning it's time to get out for him to go to daycare. He just anxious. He ready to go. He ready to go play. And he starts whining and whatever. And I said, "No, Zion, say help me." And the boy said, "Help me." I said, "Oh Lord, you talk like your granddaddy. Oh Jesus." And I know I'm Southern myself. I know I'm very country, but he's especially country. But you're from Beaufort. Look at all these Carolina people. Look at all these Carolina. Carolina is the land of milk and honey. No, it ain't. Okay, I ain't gonna tell that lie. Let me not tell that lie. But everybody, regardless where they is, black folks, most black folks originated from somewhere out the South. Like a lot of people from um, uh, Memphis, well, Memphis is the South, but a lot of them from some type part of Mississippi. And then you have people that's in Chicago, that's from, their family originated from Mississippi, people up north, Connecticut and New York. They came from South Carolina, Baltimore came from South. So, people migrated somewhere else. Like my mom, when they were growing up, a lot of her siblings went to New York to find jobs from South Carolina. But they ended up here because of, it was so many factories here that you can come. You could walk off one job back in the day and walk on another job. And my mom ended up working for Hatter Shops. My daddy was on the same job. He came up here and got a job at this particular place became a supervisor, and that's pretty much where he retired from there. And the school system. My dad always had two regular jobs, baby. So he retired from that factory and the school system. But my mom worked at Hatter's Yachts. They built yachts, and then when Hatter's Yachts closed down, she worked at American Express, and then she retired from American Express as a account specialist. Oh, let me see what you said about the history nerd in you. Oh, okay. That's because of the Great Migration. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everybody can find some areas of the South maybe in their history. And on my dad's side, when we lived in Texas, my dad was able to see the area that of Louisiana that his family escaped from. And if I tell too much of that, I'll be giving out my maiden name, but his family escaped from and went to South Carolina. So it's interesting. It's interesting to know your history. Your family is history, where it all came from and why you ended up where you ended up and that type thing. It's so interesting. But y'all make sure y'all go see Dr. Blue. I'm telling you right now, I always say really busy here. So she's heard me say this many, 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 many times. I hang with people smarter than me. I hang with people smarter than me. When it comes right down to it, my core friends, I don't plan it that way, but it end up that way because I love learning. I love learning. And I don't think I know it all. Now, the friends who I think that are smarter than me, they get stuff from me. They get stuff. I think really get some stuff from me. I'm pretty resourceful. She's found that I'm quite resourceful. I'm one of the ones. I'm resourceful. Let me say this: it's four of us. My parents had four girls, no boys. They had four girls, and all of us are so different. But we got the ends and the middle. The ends is my older sister and my baby sister, and they are extremely intelligent. It's like, why do you even know that stuff? Like, how do you know? You just wake up? Hold on, my phone is ringing. Speaking of my sisters, they done tried to do group call about 20 times this morning, so they must got something going on. We very, very, very close. But anyway, so we call them the ends. The ends, my older sister, my baby sister, they're very smart. They did well in school. My little sister went to UNC. I went to community college. She went to UNC. My older sister, she was in the Air Force. They're very smart, just intelligent. The middles, which is myself and my sister. So you got my older sister and then Seal, that's the one next to her, and then me. And then my baby sister is 7 years below me. So me and Seal, we're the middles. We're not as smart as them, like academically, But me and Seal is quite resourceful. We're street smart. We're hustle smart. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. Oh, we're gonna get it. We're gonna say we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it. So it's funny how, the differences of personalities. And my mom say every one of her children have a specialty. She don't. When she was preaching one time and she was saying how if I need so and so, I'm gonna go to this one. I'm gonna go to Geneva. That's me, y'all, Geneva. If I need, if I need, something resourceful, I need a hookup, I'm gonna go to Seal. So every child has their specialty in their own intelligence or whatever. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Back to these church streets of Bernard Jordan. So, did she ever say where's Sean at? Did Sean say she was getting on that ship? Where's Sean at? Ooh, Sean, you gonna be on that cruise, Sean? Ooh, she said that's right. She said that's right. Now, y'all know I always talk about the word jealousy is overused. I can't stand the word jealousy because everybody use jealousy. Folks be talking about they jealous of me, they hating on me. Like, girl, we see you, boy, we see you. You can't tell me I'm jealous of you and you've been living in that one bedroom efficiency for 30 years. Like, You know, the word jealous is overused. You can't tell me I'm jealous of you and I'm driving a Lamborghini and you're catching public transportation. Like, we see you. Stop using the word. I can't stand that word jealous. But Sean going on that ship for Thanksgiving. Sean, I'm jealous, sis. Now I'm gonna go into my coin purse and send you a piece of change. But the piece of change I'm gonna send you is gonna be a jealous offering. I'm gonna send you some jealous money while I'm jealous that you're going on that trip, girl. Please share some with us. Please take us with you virtually. Please do. Say y'all have 4 corners. Yes, 4 corners covered. Yes, we do. We definitely do. I remember my dad. If he asked my mom to do something, and my mom would, give him, he'll tell her quick. Oh, I don't need you. I got 4 daughters. I got 4 smart daughters. He used to love. And sometimes my mom would tell him even today, call one of your daughters then. Call one of your perfect daughters. Call one of them perfect girls. Call one of them. My parents are a trip. I love them. My parents are a trip. They've been married. It'll be 60 years in July, I think. I think in July next year they'll be married 60 years. I think that's what it is. But they're a trip. They're each other's best friend. My parents are a trip. But my mama would say, call one of them perfect daughters. Call them. And he'll say, I'll call them. And they'll get it done too. Yeah. Not for the one for Thanksgiving out whenever he says, okay, you ain't on that one. Okay, I don't have to be jealous of you no more. I was about to come back on my other live and drag you. That's what I was gonna do, because I was gonna be jealous and I was gonna drag you. But you ain't going on that one, so we can still be friends. So we still friends. I'm playing, girl. I'm playing. But I did hear him mention when Bishop Jordan was talking about what's next, or when or y'all next meeting, the possibilities of where this next meeting could be. And he said, oh, we could do a cruise. And I said, okay, I want to go. I like cruising. I like cruising. Anyway, so it's going to be interesting to see where it goes from here. Like I said, we've seen William go live, and he did a good live, and then we've seen Shine Talks go live. We haven't seen Jives or St. James, besides St. James dropping in chats, but we're gonna be looking out for their live, and just to see where they go, with this. And we're curious. It's human curiosity. Where do we go for here? And if they change in a manner that we think they're changing. I heard somebody I said that I'm going to leave them alone and not mention them anymore, but they said, what are people going to do? The folks that go from chat to chat and pick up stuff, and then, that's their content or whatever. What are people going to do? Folks always find something else to do. Life goes on. Life goes forward. Folks always have something else to do. Listen, if one person leaves, folks just go on and listen to another person. I told y'all about this lady who was very popular in this particular sector, really popular, very popular. She had her people was extremely loyal to her. She was they call themselves a nation. She moved, they moved just like that. They lit her. Listen, it was colors all through it. They lit that chat up every time she went live. They lit that chat up with colors. Y'all know colors is cash apps, not cash apps, super chats. They lit that chat up with super chats. And then she left. She left the first time, and they kind of went low into hanging with each other, went into a private Zoom and kept it together. And she came back, and then she lost her channel. Google snatched her channel. Well, it was a whole big drama thing behind it. Somebody had went behind her back and copyright her name. She didn't have her own name. Y'all make sure y'all copyright or whatever it is. Make sure you own your name. But somebody went and got her name, and then when they came back with her name, with the whole licenses or whatever it is, y'all know what I'm talking about. The word, I ain't using the right word, but y'all know what I'm talking about. They came back and they snatched her channel. They said, you can't use that name no more. And she was gone. She was gone. 2 months go by, and 3 months go by, and 4 months. And next thing you know, those people who were so loyal to her and lighting her channel up with colors, cash apps, they would lighten somebody else up. They had to move to another one. They had moved on. They was sitting with somebody else. That's how it worked, y'all. Ain't nobody dumb. That's how it worked. Y'all better listen. Y'all better see things as it is, and you see things as it is. Honey, you important to you. You important to you, your significant other, and your parents, and if you're real blessed, your children. But these folks ain't loyal. Not on these. Not on these. Lord, they still calling. These cyber streets. These folks ain't loyal, and they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be, honey. They had to move on, child. They had to move on to some of them moved on to people she didn't even like, and lighting them up and giving to them and donating to them. And while I'm on donations, I'm just talking this morning. I ain't got nowhere I really want to talk about. Yes, yeah, Dr. Blue, you've been around. You've been around. Yes, the queen of the 1K, baby. Listen. She hit that live button. It was going up there. Y'all be over here talking about people in numbers. The numbers are the numbers. It's number. The numbers. Baby. Queen of 1K hit her live. She was going to 1,000 plus every time, and was lighting, honey. And she say, I need to go. I need to go to Maryland, baby. They could talk about raising an offering. Y'all be talking about, raise the offer, that girl could raise an offer $3,000 sitting in one line. And then decide don't go and don't give the people the money. And don't give the people the money back. Hello, somebody. Those people just moved on over to somebody else. They sure did. And they started lighting that person up. Mm-hmm. That's what folks do. They just go on to somebody else. I mean, it was solid. It was solid as a rock over there. She had to go. People just move. They just go on to the next thing. That's all. Yes, the man, Dr. I'm glad you in here. He trademarked her name. He trademarked her name. He came back and said, ain't your name no more. You can't use it no more. He don't even use the name. The brother don't even use the name. He ain't used it for nothing. I ain't seen him use it for nothing. Came back and snatched her page down. A page that she had since 2019. Gone. That's why I say develop your own space. So when that happens, say Google, listen, I own my house. You can't kick me out. The bank own it. The bank don't own it. I own it. As long as I make them mortgage statements, the bank can't come over here and put me out. They can't tell me your lease is up because ain't no lease. I own it. So when you own your own space, social media space, Google would have been able to come. I guess somebody else. I guess he would have been able to sue her because he trademarked her name. But my point is that you move on, and other people they just move. They just go somewhere else. That's what happens. If they're messy, if they're bone carriers, if they're trolls, they just move on to somebody else to troll over, somebody else to be messy over, somebody else to do. Next person up. It's like football. Quarterback go down, they sit in the backup. That backup go down, they sit in the third string. Next man up. That's how life works. So while I'm over here on money and raising offerings, y'all in this raising these offerings, I'm gonna just say this and move on. I don't go to them churches to be raising offerings. I had to look that up this morning, raising offerings, because I've heard that phrase before, and I had to look that up. I don't go around in them churches. They can raise. Tell the Lord thank you. I was raised where you go in the house, if they offer you something, you say no, thank you. You bet not go in there asking for nothing. So this whole raising the offerings too much, and I'm not saying it's wrong. It's just not for me. If I send somebody something. If I send you a cash app or if I send you money, I'm going to wait till your live is done because I don't want you to call my name out. That's between me and you. So I'm going to wait. And not because I'm ashamed that I'm sending it or anything like that, but I'm not sending it to get, sometimes I send it right then, but a lot of times I'm gonna send it afterwards, and whatever I receive, if you send me something, I'm gonna say thank you. But as far as somebody know, because I don't understand how one content creator know what another content creator got. Because if it's coming in cash apps in other forms, you don't know what I got. Ain't nobody know what nobody's sending me right now. And I ain't gonna report it. I ain't gotta report it. Ain't no law say I gotta report it to y'all. I gotta report it to the IRS. And I do. I don't mess with the I, the R, or the S. But I ain't got to report it. How y'all know what each other making? I was over in Shine Talks yesterday with the guy who dropped down, who I said I was going to respectfully not mention, and out of respect, for no other reason but out of respect. But they was talking about, I got more money than you. I got more. I said, I know y'all ain't gonna sit up here and talk about who got more money. y'all don't know who got. Y'all done seen each other network. Y'all done sat down and said, this is how much money I have and how much money I make, and this is all my debt. Let's see what my net worth is. These are my holdings. Y'all really gonna do that? Y'all really? I'm like, that thing tickles me. But folks sit up there and compare money. Like, what Shine Talks got ain't gonna pay my insurance. It didn't pay my, when I had to go down there and give Roy Caribbean the rest of that money or what I owed them. What Dr. Blue have in her bank account did pay it. So what I care for? I hope she's blessed. I hope she's doing very well. But I ain't comparing what somebody got against mine. That whole thing just tickles me when people start doing that. And I'm not gonna tell you what folks give me. You're gonna see it. If somebody send a super chat, you're gonna see it that way. Otherwise, you don't know. You don't know whether you get more or less. You don't know whether I got $2 or $2,000 because I ain't telling. That's just me. And I'm not saying it's wrong when you do. I'm just saying I just, I just don't do that. What I got is what I got, and it's for me. What God's got for me, it is for me. But I will say this: the only way we really know what people got is that we watch and we judge. We watch and we judge. Really want something because they calling, and they probably calling about this trip we're going on. But my sisters always got to overdo it. It's like, okay, pack a bag, let's go. And when we get there, we'll do this or that. Y'all just playing and playing and playing like it's a. Anyway, I love my sisters. They keep calling though. That's why I said that. But yeah, that whole thing was tickling me. That was tickling me. With Sean and Thais yesterday, I was like, Lord, y'all gonna sit up here and talk about who got more money. I got more money than you. No, I got more money than you. Who got the most bills? That's what I want to know. Who got the most? I'm just teasing. I don't want to know. I'm messing with y'all. Y'all know I'm messy. Y'all know I'm messy. I'm messy. Y'all know I'm messy. What else did I want to talk about? I talked about raising offerings, money, and but yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people. I'm gonna talk about this and then I'm out. I'm out because I've been on here way longer than I intended to. God, it's been an hour. I'm seeing more people talking about cruising, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I know cruising ain't the only mode of travel that you can do, but it's my favorite, and it's not the only mode of travel that I do. But I absolutely adore cruising. Once you get on that cruise, hey Kitten Heels, hey Sugar. Once you get on that cruise, you once you pay for your cruise, like yesterday, I paid off my cruise. Now, another thing that I did yesterday was I added my little Perfect Day in Coco Cay, adult only, because I like to go over there because that's where me and Really B go see our boyfriend, the bartender. So I paid for that, but I did a package because there is this new club that's opening, that Royal Caribbean is opening. They opening a new Royal Caribbean all-inclusive club. And I wanted to check that out. At first I said, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But then I thought, it's brand new. That's where I want to take my content. So I need to go over there I need to do that for content purposes, which means I'm going to be able to add that trip when I file my taxes. But anyway, I need to do that for content purposes. Go over there to that island. So yesterday I did a package deal where I did my drink package. Yes, I drink. Y'all pray for me. Y'all go and pray for me. The Bible don't say don't drink. It said don't drink and be drunk. Now that's where I mess up. I be drunk. A little bit, just a little bit. Y'all pray for me. Y'all keep praying for me. I'm getting there. The Lord working on me. Y'all keep praying for me. But can you tell me about cuisine cruises? I don't really know. Um, you mean cruises that's just the theme is the cuisine? I don't know much about that. I said I'm going to extend myself out beyond the type of cruises I've been doing over the last 17 years to river cruising. The river cruises are like me and Really B was talking about it. Really B, if you ain't still in here, remind me what it was. What we was talking about going on those luxury cruise line that does river cruising, and I forgot the name of them. We was talking about them beginning of the year, and then we forgot all about it. But I want to do more than that, so I want to extend out from what I've been doing and do some of these specialty type cruising, and cuisine would be one of them. So I'm not familiar enough with it, but I try to get you the name of some people in the travel community that do talk about those. But I definitely I may not be able to do it in 2026 because a lot of my schedule for travel is already being filled quickly. But it is probably be in 2027 that I want to do more of some of those cruises type cruising that I haven't done, getting away from just Royal and Carnival and Norwegian and start extending some towards. And another thing I want to do that I might be able to fit in 2026 is that I want to fly over to Spain and do one of those cruises where the ship has been dry docked and they bring you back. So you fly over to Spain or Barcelona, and you get on the ship there, and it's either newly built or it's been dry docked, and you cruise back. Like takes usually it's like 14 days voyage, and you come back and you come to wherever that ship is going to be ported or homed at, like Orlando or New Orleans or Miami. So I want to, and so although you fly over to Spain, you're going to end up when this cruise ends rather than go from dock. Usually if you port out out of New York, you come back to New York. You port out of Miami, you come back to not Miami. But on these, you port out of there and you end up back in Miami or New Orleans or wherever this ship's home is going to be. I want to do one of those voyages. I definitely want to do one of those voyages. So there's a lot of things that I want to grow and extend and add to. But I did a lot of this year. I chilled on cruising. This year, I only went on one cruise, and that's very unusual for me. I just went on one cruise, and that was in February, and I didn't do any more cruises. I'm thinking so I can make sure I know. I did a lot of land stuff. I was going out of the country, doing a lot of land things, like all exclusive resorts. I miss cruising. I'm gonna tell you right now. I miss cruising. I'm gonna still continue to do that because I want to go to Italy. I think the group that I'm in, the tribe, they want to go to Greece, so that might be coming up where we're going to Greece. And of course, I will continue to do that. I'm a traveler, but I miss cruising. I proved to myself this year that cruising is still my favorite mode of travel. You pay for your cruise ticket. You go ahead and if you drink, you get your drink package. If you want to go on any excursions, you go ahead and buy that. So I did that this week. I paid off my cruise. I got my drink package, my package to go on the Royal Club, and my perfect day at Coco Cay. That's all I need. I don't need no thermal and no. I have my massage. I have my massage. What you call it? Thing here where I'm a member of membership here. I do that here twice a month. I don't need all that on so I got everything I needed on the cruise. So you pay all that before the cruise. Once you get on that cruise, besides the night before a hotel that you're going to stay in, once you step foot on that cruise, you really don't have to spend any more money. Where you're going to stay is taken care of. What you're going to eat is taken care of. Now, if you want to do some of the dinners where you pay an additional fee for some of the specialty dinners, you can. I don't do that. I've never done that. The food in the dining hall and the Windjammer is just fine for me. But some people do that, but I don't. But where you're going to stay is taken care of. What you're going to eat is taken care of. You don't need no transportation. You can walk around that cruise. Um, so you don't have to be trying to get Ubers or rent a car. It's taken care of. Activities. Whether you like me and you like to dance, whether you like to see live music, you want to see a live show, you want to go to comedy, you want to gamble. Listen, if you just typed it like the casino, you could spend the night in the casino if you want to, if that's your heart's desire. Um, what kind of music you like? You like Latin? You like R&B? You like rock? Everything is. You want to go shopping? Listen, me and Really Big TV in February, we stayed in that store looking at them designer purses, Louis Vuitton, Coach, everybody, Gucci. Everybody was in there. All the people was in there. We stayed in there looking at them designer purses for hours. You want to shop? You got you jewelry. What you want? Everything you want. You want to get off somewhere else? I did a 7-day on the Mardi Gras. Um, I think that was April 2023. I got to see Puerto Rico. Left there, went to the Dominican, went to Grand Turks. We went to about 4 places. You want to see different countries? You want to see Alaska? You want to go to Europe? It's all on the cruise. And that's why I love cruising. But this is the main reason I love cruising. Let me tell you the main reason I love cruising. I have really bad anxiety. Really bad anxiety. People don't believe me till they actually meet me. And even when you meet me in person, you may or may not pick it up. Everything worries me. I'm working on it. I've been to therapy, prayer. I'm working on it. But I have bad anxiety. My kids, I get on their nerves. I'm watching them and calling them constantly. Where you at? What you doing? You take your medication? When I get on the ship, there's something about being on the ship, and that's why I get a balcony. When I get on the ship, I understand there's something about seeing that water in nature that there's nothing I can do. I'm not in control. And I think that my anxiety is because I constantly want to be in control. In my job, I'm in control. I'm a mother. I'm in control. Even with my parents now, I feel like I'm their parents now. I'm in control. But with this, ain't nothing I can do out here, baby. Call Jesus. Don't call me. Because ain't nothing I can do out here on the water unless a helicopter come get me. And helicopter may even have some problems getting in, depending on where we are. God is in control. It's something about a cruise that relaxes me, that helps me understand that God is in control. If this boat shift one way or the other, even the captain of the ship gotta let nature do its thing and maneuver through it. Something about a cruise relaxes me, and I love it. It's convenient. Is I know y'all be out here flashing and stuff and trying to get the best of this and the best of that, so y'all can show people that you got the best of this, the best of that, which to me is dumb. Is bad. Listen, cruising is affordable. It's affordable because everything is included. You ain't got to get there. Now I got to pay for the hotel. Now I got to rent a car. Or now I got to pay for Uber. I got to pay for parking. Now I got to find something to eat. I done got here. Now I got to eat. That's not so. It's everything there once you pay for it, and so it's affordable. Because I don't care how rich you get. I'm like Oprah. I don't believe in throwing away no money. Y'all remember Oprah was still going down to the Rite Aid to get her lashes. Rich folks don't throw away money. See, that's how I know some of y'all ain't rich. That's how I know some of y'all ain't rich. I know y'all ain't rich because y'all be throwing y'all too careless with your money. I know you ain't rich because rich folks don't move like that. I remember one time I went to I was staying at I think it was Cabria. Cabria is a part of IHG hotels. When it comes to picking a hotel, I'm not looking for it. Ain't got to be 5-star, 6-star. Now I'm not staying at the Best Western because most times the Best Western ain't they don't keep them up well enough. I ain't staying at the Red Roof Lodge, the Economy Lodge, the Motel 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, or 12. But I don't have to stay at the Valencia. I made up a name. I don't know if that's really a name or not. I just made up something, I guess. I don't have to stay at a hotel because of its name. Because some of them hotels that's got the big name, and because the rich folks stay here, or it's the elite or whatever. Some of them is busted and disgusting. Some of them is rusty and crusty. I stay at a hotel that's convenient to where I am. Number one, it's got to be clean. I have sensory issues. Along with having real bad anxiety, I have sensory issues. Y'all have to look that up and see what that is. But I have sensory issues. So there are some things that I see that bothers me. So I'm funny about hotels, not because I'm trying to flex on nobody. I don't do nothing to flex on nobody. The car I drive was not because I wanted to flex on somebody, because it's the kind of car I drive. I started driving it and I determined I like that type of car and that's what I drive. Where I live is because that's where I wanted to live. Where I go is because that's where I ain't gonna flex on and impress none of y'all. But anyway, so when I pick a hotel, it's based on, number one, how clean it is. That's number one, right off the rip. Right off the rip, clean, how clean it is. Number two, how convenient it is. Usually you're going to find that I'm going to pick like a Embassy Suites or a Hyatt because I want a suite type. I don't want to have to sit on my bed if I'm in my room. I want a separate space to sit in. So I like Hyatt. Embassy gives you that. But so when I'm picking a hotel, I'm not picking it to impress anybody. I'm picking it for what works best for me and it's the cleanest and blah blah blah. And the reason why I brought that up is that some of y'all be bragging on stuff that's not yours. Y'all, I'm about to burn your ears up. I'm about to say a cuss word. Some of y'all be bragging on other people's shit. What I mean by that, I ain't impressed by you going to the highest of the hotels because you ain't taking it home with you. You don't own it. You just line somebody else's pockets with money. That's how I know some of y'all ain't rich. That's how I know some of y'all ain't rich, because y'all don't think rich. Y'all don't think wealthy. Y'all don't, your mentality don't match up with what you're saying. You bragging on somebody else's shit. You don't own it. You're gonna sleep in that hotel room for 3 days, 4 days, 2 days, 1 day, and you're gonna pay them people their money. You ain't picking that bed up and taking it. You ain't picking up none of that furniture and taking it. You don't own it. You ain't got nothing in it. It ain't yours. Y'all be bragging on, and then some of y'all be bragging on common stuff. Y'all be bragging on common stuff. Just everyday common stuff. That's how I know you ain't rich, or either you ain't never had nothing. You ain't used to having. Because y'all be bragging on the most commonest things in life. Anyway, let me leave that alone. I feel you. I was surprised that it cost $1,900 for that live at with Bishop Jordan. Hey, Gina Calhoun. I feel you. I was surprised that it cost $1,900 for that live at the, how you pronounce that, with Bishop Jordan? You mean that where they did this Orlando trip? I mean, you're gonna pay for stuff. I believe that you got to pay for. You got to pay for stuff, and I do pay for convenience. Like I ain't cheap. That's gonna inconvenient myself. I pay for convenience. I'm pay a little extra to be comfortable. I'm pay a little extra to get what it is that I want. But some folks be bragging on everyday common stuff, paying extra money to impress folks. That's unnecessary. I ain't paying no extra money. I may pay extra money to impress and be comfortable for me, but I'm surely not paying no extra money to impress you. I'm just not, because I want to live in a way. I don't want to. I don't spend to go on a trip, one trip a year. I like multiple trips a year. So if I'm flexing on y'all, I won't be able to do it like I do. So you see what I'm saying? You impressing people and you at the house trying to catch them bills up while you impressing people. And while you impressing people, you really not impressing people, because in your face they impressed. But them same people that's for you behind your back, they already saying, child, he talking about he going out there to buy that. What he needs to do is get him a bigger place. People talking. I'm telling you what people doing. I'm telling you what people doing. People act like they with you, but when they get by themselves, like, girl, why she trying to flaunt with that? She trying to flaunt with that. She need to buy herself a car. People that's what people do. I'm trying to tell you what people do. They be always, yeah, you the girl, yeah, girl. They hating on you, girl. They can't stand it. They ain't got what you got, honey. As soon as they turn off the light. That child, she's still in that. She's still in that one room efficiency. I mean, that's what people do. That's why I don't be trying to impress y'all. That's why I ain't trying to impress y'all. This is for the live with William McRae. Oh yes. I heard William saying that, and I said, why did William go pay for that event space? He could have the live that he did. He could have did it from his hotel room. Now you $1,500 in debt and still owe them people $900 for what you could have did. And you live and learn. Who haven't wasted money trying to do something and it didn't turn out the way they wanted it to turn out? It happens. It happens. It happens, where that happens. But he could have did that in his hotel room. And now he said he left there $1,500 in debt, and now he still owe $900 of it. And yeah, but that happens. That happened to me when I did my grandson's his baby shower. It was our first grandchild. It was our first grandchild, and me and his granddad decided we were going all out. And I got the best venue, and I had it catered. I brought a caterer in. I'm ashamed to say how much money in the thousands that I spent on that baby shower. And y'all know what happened? My daughter was going to have the baby shower. Whenever it was that we were supposed to have the baby shower, she went in early. My grandson wasn't supposed to be born until November 6th. November 6th. He was born October 16th. So we had to move the baby shower. We ended up having the baby shower after he was born. And because we were using venue and caterers, we couldn't pick a date. We had to use a date they had available. We were going to lose our deposit and blah, blah, blah. And the date we ended up having it, his dad side couldn't be there. So we had a venue for a couple of hundred people and ended up only having 30 or 40 because we had to change dates. And I spent all this money. Now I enjoyed it anyway, because that's what I wanted for my first grandchild. That's the baby shower I wanted. So it was the baby shower I was going to have. We were paying for it and we didn't care. But my point is that sometimes you go all out. You spend extra money that you think about it. We really could have had it over our family house in the living room. It saved a couple of thousand. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Yes, he was born October 16th, baby. That was a great day. That was a great day. I had my first grandbaby. How you doing, sugar? Yeah, it was a great day. He still owes. So if y'all got any spare change, go on, send that over there to William. So that he's trying to get that debt paid off. And kudos to him for his honesty on that. He said, look, I may not be able to go home for Christmas because I got to pay off this debt. That's maturity. That's when you know you're grown. That's when you know you're grown. I can't do this because I got to do this over here. It's responsibility. It's really funny to see. I work in finance, and I always see the difference between those who have money and those who hold wealth. There's a difference. And I'm in finance too, by the way. Cyrus Clingington, I'm in finance too. I deal with a lot of money on a day, not mine, other folks, millions on a daily basis. Yes, I do. And yeah, that's where I'm at too. I deal with money and law. Mm-hmm. Anyway, mostly money, but there's a lot of legal aspects that goes into what I do. But mostly money. But yeah, and so you see things when you deal in money like that, you see trends. When you're dealing with people who have millions, you see trends. You see how they move. That's different than people who don't. You get to see that. And I've been in my job for 19 years, going on 20. It'll be 20 in April. So you get to see how somebody with money and sustainable money. I ain't talking about up today, down tomorrow, up today, down. I'm talking about sustainable money, ongoing money, how they move and how they do things, and how people who just came into a little something, they might have been raised in the hood and now they got a few coins to rub together. The difference of how people act and how they. I told y'all the story. I'm gonna say this and get off here. I told y'all the story about my husband is 7 years older than me. He's 7 years older than me, and so there are some things that when we got married that he was already mature in over me, and he used to always tell me, "Why you wait till the due date of the light bill to pay the light bill? Stop paying your bills like that. You know, when you got the money, go ahead and pay it." You know, he used to tell me, "Hey, phone ring to make sure my bad." He used to tell me, you know, if you got a credit card bill or some bill that's financed, if the bill is $30, pay 60. You know, don't give them people all this. And he used to tell me that. He was like, ain't nobody listen to you. Ain't nobody listen to you. This guy, if he see a penny or a quarter on the ground, he gonna stop, back up, pick it up off the ground. Just to see him do that, and stuff like that. And so he decided he was gonna buy a car one time. He's a car whore. I always say, you a car whore. He's a car whore. He see a car. He in love with that car. I love that car. I saw a truck today. I love that truck. So with a particular car, he was obsessing over. He wanted it. So he told me, he said, call your friend. It was a friend of mine that was working a car dealers, because we always try to give black business, black people, black business. He said, call him, and he said, I want this one. I want it straight off the factory floor. I want them to roll it off the truck. I want it brand spanking new, rolled off the truck. He said, but when they roll it off the truck, I want them to put the running boards on it and some things he wanted to put on the top and some additions that he want to it. And this is what I want. Call the guy, say, this is what he want. We done went up there to do the deal. And the guy told him how much it was to cost. Josh pulls out his checkbook. He said, whoa, partner. Yo, doc, no, you got to go get a cashier's check. You about to pay for that cash, man? That's what you doing? Man, that's what we doing. That's what we doing, man. And some of y'all can say that y'all seen your uncles or your daddies or someone go down to the car lot and just buy that car. No financing, just buy that car. That changed my life that day. I started doing things different that day. I started doing things different. Now, I haven't been able to go to the car lot and buy the car right out yet. But what I have done a couple of years ago, some of y'all seen the video. The video is up on my other page. I went and down, and I said, I'm gonna buy a car. My husband ain't buying this car. My daddy ain't buying this car. I'm buying this car. I'm buying this car. And went on down there to the dealership. Y'all know, those of you who know me well, y'all know what I like to drive. Y'all know I'm a that girl. And went on down there. Now, I wasn't able to buy the car cash. But I said, I'm gonna pay this car off in a year and a half. I'm gonna pay this car off in a year and a half. I paid it off in a year and a half. I did. And the one before that, I think I ended up doing a little over 2 years. So my point is that people who really have it and is able to maintain it, they ain't up today, down tomorrow, up today, down tomorrow. They don't move like how people think they move. And you won't hear you will rarely hear a wealthy person say, oh, there ain't no money. That little bit of money, there ain't no money. That's what people say who ain't got money. You rarely will ever hear one of the wealthiest people say, there ain't nothing, there ain't no money. They don't talk like that. I'm trying to think of what, hold on, let me get this guy's name. He's very wealthy. Hold on, let me get his name. Berkshire Hathaway. Warren Buffett. Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett. My sisters, my two oldest sisters, all of them used to work for this company, actually. Everybody worked for them except for me. Worked for a particular company that there was Berkshire Hathaway, and it was owned by Warren Buffett. You will not hear Warren Buffett say that something is a little bit of money. That ain't no money, that little bit of money. I just threw that off. I just tricked that off. You won't hear him say that. That ain't how he moves. That ain't how he moves at all. Mm-mm. Nope. You know, study those people. Study the top 5 richest folk that ain't up to day and down and doing all those filing bankruptcy here and that's a part of their financial plan. See how they move, how they talk. It ain't the way we be seeing folks doing things. That's claiming wealth. Wealth whispers. Wealth whispers. I don't care how many cash apps I got behind the scenes. I ain't coming out here and showing y'all. I don't need to report to y'all what I got. I'm gonna thank the person who gave it to me. And I ain't coming out here and yeah, he lives simple. He lives simple for his wealth. I'm gonna tell you somebody else that does. And she's one of she's a good paid musical artist. What's the lady name that sings? Sade. Sade live out in this country area with a lot of like a farm area, just, you know. And listen, and I'm not saying not to buy you what you want. I just told y'all there's a particular car I like to drive, and that's and I've, you know, since I've started driving it, and you know, when that one's done, I'll go get me another one, and I'm gonna go get, you know, go renew it again. I'm not saying not to buy and spend things on the things that you enjoy, but you ain't gonna see nobody of wealth just running around here just throwing away money just to stun on you hoes. They ain't out here stunting on you hoes. You know, you see sometimes, and I'm glad that football players and basketball players, these people that's going into these particular professions, that they're doing better. They're getting better counseling. They're making wiser decisions. But sometimes you would see some of them, you know, like how you had a $16 million contract and you broke. How you worked on the Cosby Show and you working down at the Homes Depot. How you put out one of the best R&B albums and you knew about homeless. How you won the lottery. And people like, you know, when you win the lottery, you got to pay taxes. Well, surely the taxes ain't more than the amount you won. How you win the lottery and you broke? And I ain't talking about broke. You know, I just got a little bit. I'm talking about you homeless. There was this guy named Eric Kane. Eric Kane, I think, got a $10 million settlement. I don't know whether it was $10 million. I don't remember whether it's $10 million. Eric Kane, look up Eric Kane in Chicago. Eric Kane in Chicago. He ended up going to prison, and he was wrongfully imprisoned. So the state of Chicago ended up paying him millions of dollars. I think it was $10 million. I may be wrong, but it was in the millions. That man died broke. That man was homeless. I saw him on a content creator's channel, and that content creator was raising money for him to get a hotel room. He was broke and homeless. You gotta have the mentality to know how to maintain what you have received. The money that you got to have teaching and mindsets. And there are some people that talk, and I'm like, mm-mm. You don't talk like somebody who got it. You don't dress like somebody who got it. Mm-mm. You got on too many name brands. You making somebody else. Why you over there making John Ford or whatever his name rich? Why you over there making uh 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 Jordan rich? Not Jordan, Bishop Bernard Jordan, but Jordache rich. Why you over there making Vanderbilt? Why you making Tommy Hilfiger rich? You lying in their pockets, bragging on other people's stuff. It ain't even yours. You just renting it. You just laying in it for a night and bragging and trying to and think you flexing on the rest of us while you making that person rich. And let me tell y'all another secret, and I'm really gonna get off here in football game. You know, calls and talk to my sisters and start my Saturday. Let me tell y'all a little, that's an old church trick. This is a old church trick. Okay? Y'all hear me? It's an old church trick. Don't fall for it. I just told one of my buddies yesterday from another area. I said, girl, you falling for the oldest church trick there is. Ain't nobody mad but the devil. Ooh, the devil's mad, y'all. The devil's mad. Y'all keep on sending that money. Send that money. I bet y'all got $25. I bet somebody won't go up here. Ooh, they just ran up here to the altar and gave me $50. They just gave me $50. The devil is mad. The devil is mad. And the devil is saying, I'm not mad. What? Why y'all keep giving that joker money? Oh, he using my name to get money up out of y'all. So I see people do that now. Oh, they're mad. Y'all, every time y'all give me money, they get mad. And they ain't even mad. Whoever they is, they ain't even mad. They ain't even studying it. That's the oldest trick. That is the oldest church trick in the world. It ain't about they. They don't care about they. It ain't no they most times. They just using that trick to grab all the money they can get out of your ass. And y'all fall for it. In fact, I ain't mad. I don't know who they is, but Cruz ain't mad at it. I say, get money, ho. Get your money. Hey, Oxy, how you doing, sugar? How you doing? You said I came over to stop my mouth. Ooh, something going on. I'm gonna have to check out what's going on once I get off here. But when I tell you that is the oldest trick, ooh, they mad. The more y'all give me, the more y'all give. Oh, somebody just gave me $20. They mad. They mad. Ooh, what's that $200? They mad. Ooh, when I tell you, they are draining the heck out of people using they mad. If that ain't an old trick, and listen, and it works. If it works, if I was that type of person, I ain't saying this wrong. It just ain't right for me. Let me say that again. I'm not saying, listen, I ain't hating on the player or the play. It just ain't right for me. I can't sit with it. But if you can sit with it, get your money. Get your money. Yeah, who's somebody? Come on, somebody. Get your money. Listen, get your money. Get it how you live. Get it how you live. Get it how you live. Because if my conscience wouldn't tear me up, y'all know I can stir it up. Y'all know I can stir it up and get it going if I want to, but so get that money. Get that money. I ain't mad. Listen, if somebody mad at you, the somebody ain't me. Get your money. Cause I be tickled, like I be all tickled. I be like, look at them. They sending it too, boy. That trick been working for years and years and years, and it's still working. It's still working on y'all. It's still working. Oh, y'all. Love you, Cruiser. I'm not going to get you started. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. But yes, yeah. Oh, you love me. You ain't going to give me. Listen, I'm going to see. I'm going to look. Whatever you're talking about, Ox City, I'm going to watch from the bushes. Show lives. I'm going to be all up into it from the bushes. I show lives. You think I ain't? I'm going to be binoculars, but I'm going to stay way away from it. I'm not going to engage. Don't engage, girl. You're growing and you're moving. You're elevated, you're escalated. You can't go down there no more. But I'm going to show watch with escalators. I sure am. But, this phone keep ringing. But yeah, that's the oldest trick, baby. That's the oldest. They mad, y'all. They mad. Ooh, you better see. I bet y'all won't see me no more. Ooh, make them mad. Y'all come on, make them mad. It's like, what you get? Those of you who are making them mad, what you getting out of it? What are you getting out of it? Because you making them mad. That's what you're getting out of it. You making them mad. You lining somebody's pockets. When you lining that person's pocket, is making them mad. You don't even know who them is. Them is the person they told you they is. And that person ain't studying. Listen, I could be wrong. I'll be sitting around. Y'all entertains me. Y'all entertains the heck out of me. Y'all really do. Ooh, y'all entertain me, and I love it. I love it. Cyrus, you know I ain't lying. That's how they do. That's how and we've seen it in church. I no longer go to them type churches. I never really was a member. I just probably end up at a revival or something. Who the devil? But see, back then the them and the somebody was the devil. Now it's other people. Who the devil's mad? Y'all want to make the devil mad? Ooh, come up here and give me $100. Ooh, that's gonna make the devil real mad. And the devil like, I don't even know that nigga. I don't even know that. I'm sitting up here trying to work on John. Don't get your money on me getting mad. I'm just playing. Listen, that thing is funny to me. That thing is funny to me. Many preachers gets pronouns, but use pronouns get the money. Listen, somebody gonna get that later because I just got it. Somebody gonna get that later because I just got it. Many preach against pronouns, but they use pronouns to get that money. And listen, I say get money. Get money. Get money. Who's that saying that? Biggie Smalls. Get money. And then what's her name? She sang it too. Get money. I can't think of her name, but get money. I caught it. I caught it. Get money. I ain't mad at you. Get your money. Everybody got the deal. We got to keep a roof over our head, food in our mouth, gas in the car. Get money. I ain't mad as long as it's legal. Get it. Get it. And if they giving it, get it. Get it. I say get it. But I just peep game. I peep game. I'm just be honest. I peep game. And I ain't saying it's wrong. It's just not for me. I just rather get mine a different way. Let me go and get mine a different way. But y'all get y'all money. Because ain't nobody mad but the devil. Ain't nobody mad but the devil. All right. That's enough. I've been on here for 2 hours. Thank y'all for hanging with me on this Saturday morning. I am going to... Okay, now what's this message? Oh, yeah. So I'm going to put a video up later. Last night at my church, and that's the people are reminding me to remind folks. If you are in the Greensboro, High Point, Thomasville, Winston-Salem area, and you are in need for Thanksgiving, text me within the next hour. I know this is late. It's only 22 people, and probably the people who needs to message me probably not here. But somehow get in touch with me, and I can tell you where to go to get you enough food that's going to last you for a whole week, child. Shout out to Really BTV and the Tribe. Really BTV and the Tribe sent out Thanksgiving meals, uncooked meals, the meat, vegetables, dessert, bread, and even a case of water. Shout out to Really BTV and the Tribe. I don't know what the final number is. She'll tell it more later, but I promise you it's over 50. It might have even been over 60. Really BTV and the Tribe did that. Got it together and sent out meals. Meals is still, if you were one who needed a meal, it's coming. Don't worry about it. It's coming. It's coming. If you sent the email, it's coming. Shout out to her that did that. Last night, church that I go to, I'm so proud to go to this church. I don't care what denomination. I ain't pick it because it's the denomination. I ain't pick it because the pastor could shake the mic real good and get a hum on. I ain't pick it for the choir. I picked this church that I go to because of how they serve the community and how they give to the community and how they're there for the community. So this initiative they have been doing for years, feeding 10,000 families during the Thanksgiving holiday. It started at 5,000 and went to 7,000. Now it's at 10,000. So last night in the fellowship hall, they packed up the boxes with green. I'll get ready to try to sing the song, but never mind. Turkey, greens, corn, stuffing. It's a little of everything. Yams. It's a little bit of everything in that box, enough to feed a whole family for a long time. They went in the fellowship hall, packed up the boxes last night. They put the boxes in. They rented some 18-wheelers, the big trucks, trailers. They put it in there, and then all people have to do is drive through or they can walk up, pick up their box. Next person, pick up your box. Next 10,000 people. I'm so proud of my church. I'm so proud. And that's why now, is the preaching good? Yes. Is the singing good? Yes. Is the teaching good? Yes. But what is good is the way, and this is not the only time we do this. We give back throughout the year. We have a dental clinic once a year where people can come in for the free and get their dental work done. We do it for a whole weekend. Where people, you need a tooth pull, you're gonna get it. You need a root canal, you're gonna get it. You need them teeth clean, you're gonna get it. You need an X-ray, you're gonna get it. We do that. We do blood drive. The sickle cell conference runs through our church once a year. When they have testing, the school need volunteers that comes through our church. Our church is a giving church, and we ain't never got to stand over there and raise no offerings either. It's done by the tithes and the free will offering of the people who are members there. We ain't standing there getting money, give. Ain't none of that. People are just people. The church is taking care of itself, and we go out and that's why I am a member of the church. And so I'm very proud. So that last night they packed the boxes. This morning they're giving them out, and I'm getting messages that there's some more left. So if you know somebody that's in a need, that's in the area, you don't have to get there though. And I'm so proud. I'm so proud that that's where I give to, and that's ministry that I am a part of. I'm proud of that. Now that's something to brag on. Right there. Y'all don't even know the right stuff to brag. That's something to brag on. Make a boast in the Lord. Anyway, all right. Thank y'all. Y'all been with me for all 2 hours now. I'm going to watch some TV, chill and relax, and watch some football, and probably be messy in these YouTube streets. All right. Y'all be good. Thank you for coming in. Remember to live in peace on purpose. That's the first thing. Number one, live in peace on purpose. And number two, no matter what you're going through, no matter what it looks like, all is well. All is well. God's going to see you through. He's seen you through before. You made it through before. You're going to make it through this time. So tell your heart, tell your mind, until it lines up with your faith and manifests in your life. All is well. Y'all have a good day.